I'm down to fight whoever, you know. Hey, I want to fight Terence Crawford. That. I can fight Terence Crawford at my weight division. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know he's somewhere around this joint.
He's over here.
Yeah. I'll fight Terence Crawford. Yeah, let him fight Errol Spence or whatever they got going on. Get that out the way. I'm waiting. I'm about to get back right in training. Tell him don't worry about it.
Could Errol Spence stop Tim Tszyu? Could Spence stop Tim Tszyu? This Errol Spence that we've seen, July 29th is the last Spence that we've seen. And that Spence, that version of Spence, could that Spence stop Tim Tszyu? Hit that like button for your boy. We don't shit up boxing. This is where we're going to be for the remainder of 2023. But Bomac came out and said that Errol Spence gets stopped by Tim Tszyu. Now, initially, I don't really agree with the statement. I don't agree at all. I don't think Errol Spence stops Tim Tszyu. Errol Spence, in my opinion, if you ask the right person, they'll tell you Errol Spence pretty much would be a shot fighter by the time he get in the ring with a guy like Tim Tszyu, right? Especially if he goes through with this Terence Crawford rematch. That probably won't end well. And then by the time he going up in a fight, a potential fight with a guy like Tim Tszyu, it just won't look right for Errol Spence Jr. But a little while back, Tim Tszyu expressed interest in facing Errol Spence, even over Terence Bud Crawford. Let's see what Tim Tszyu had to say.
Crawford wins, but I'm hoping Spence. I can get my hands on it.
How do you think the fight plays out?
I just said Crawford wins. Yeah, but 12 rounds, I reckon.
The Tim Tszyu interviews, he needs to speak the hell up, bro. You can never hit this guy. Basically, he says that Crawford wins, but he wants Spence to win.
Outsmarts him. I think Spence is a tough challenge. He's a big boy for his weight, but I think Crawford's just a touch smarter.
Crawford wins. Would you want to fight him potentially? No,
If he wants to come up to 154, I give my respect to Crawford more. I want Spence because he's I don't know, got a bit of bad blood. That's what I want.
He wants Errol Spence, man. So Errol Spence decides to stick around, Tim Tszyu wants to do what he do. But honestly, if we're going off the fighter's most recent performance, and that's all we can do, I think Tim Tszyu beats Errol Spence Jr. I don't see the intensity, the strength, the explosiveness, the power, everything that's going to be needed. The balance. I don't think he's going to have any of that together if he gets in the ring with a guy like Tim Tszyu, right? We saw what happened when he got in there with Bud. I'm not saying Tim Tszyu is anywhere near the skill level of Terence Crawford. As you can see, Tim Tszyu still ain't really pressed for a fight with Bud Crawford. Even before Spence and Crawford fought, Tim Tszyu was like, Crawford will win, but, you know, I still want Spence even if he doesn't win. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he still rather will fight Errol Spence. Why? Because it's an easier fight. Stylistically, that's an easier matchup for Tim Tszyu versus a guy like Crawford, who you really don't know what he gonna do. You don't know what Bud gonna do. You know what Spence is gonna do. He's gonna come forward and he's gonna try to make something happen. But against Crawford, you don't know what is gonna happen. So I disagree with Bomac there, right? I don't. I'm not saying it in a way to try to diminish Crawford's win over Spence, right? Maybe that's what Bomac's alluding to. But based off of what I've seen, it's hard for me to really say with confidence. Maybe before the whole Spence Crawford, but maybe now it's hard for me to say with confidence that Errol Spence will go out there and beat Tim Tszyu. I don't think he can do it. I don't even think he can do it, man. Tim Tszyu looking really strong. He looking hungry. He has that intensity behind his punches, right? Like he's still like Errol Spence kind of looking. He's looking shot. And by the time he gets in the ring with a guy like Tim Tszyu, probably by the time he fights Terence Crawford, he may look like a shot fighter. Has Spence been training? Right? That's another thing. Like, has he been training? I haven't seen anything. Just because I ain't seen it, I mean he ain't doing it. But you know, I don't really believe that he's out there really putting in that work like that. He's living his best life. So Tim Tszyu, in my opinion, beats Errol Spence Jr. until further notice. Unless I see something different in a rematch with Crawford, to where I'm like, okay, Spence like he got some legs up on him, like he got some strength. He's looking intense, he's looking strong, he's looking explosive. Nah, but if I don't see that, then I can't really give him the win over Tim Tszyu. But moving forward, but Jermell Charlo vacates the IBF strap. Yep, IBF started to step in and force Jermell Charlo into a mandatory title defense against Bakaram Machurev. You know, Jermell Charlo like, man, look, man, I'm not trying to do any of that shit, bro. IBF be forcing these guys, these veteran fighters, to do certain things, and these dudes are looking like, man, I'm trying to do the biggest, best fights I can do. I'm not trying to do no fight with no Bakaram Machurev. So I'm not even mad at Jermell Charlo for vacating the IBF strap. IBF, as we know, also stripped Terence Bud Crawford, wrongfully stripped Terence Bud Crawford. So IBF is on a rampage right now. You know, Jermell Charlo is not giving any benefit of the doubt. WBO also was on his bumper as well. So things bodies really don't like Jermell. You think they don't like Crawford, they really don't like Jermell Charlo. He ended up vacating the belt. They tried to force his purse bid up on him. Against this Bakaram dude, and Jermell said, nah, man, I ain't doing that shit, bro. I'm good. You can go ahead and have this belt. So you go probably see a lot of fighters in the future, A, allude to IBF belt, or B, start vacating them belts and shit, because IBF just be putting unnecessary pressure on dudes. They be doing things like stripping Crawford was pretty much like unjust. Like, come on, you do when he had belt for 3 months and you stripped him. You didn't even tell him to fight Boots. You didn't mandate him, give him 60, 90 days. None, you just took his belt away. And then you forcing Jermell Charlo to face a Bakaram dude. I mean, I guess, bro, it's the rules. They're going by the rules. They restrict the stinking bodies and to a fault, to like boxing's detriment to a degree. IBF is so fucking strict on their rules and stuff. And guys, you probably gonna see less guys really interested in fighting for the IBF unless that's the path they're taking initially. So yeah, man. Jermell Charlo ain't gonna be fighting no Bakaram dude. Maybe he's sitting around waiting for a Crawford fight, but whatever the case, Tim Tszyu now won't be undisputed. Bakaram will likely be fighting Jack Holke for that vacant IBF strap, and then now the belts will start to scatter about, and it's gonna be harder for guys like Crawford to become undisputed in the third weight class, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now with this situation with this belt and stuff, so yeah, man, the sanctioned bodies is interesting indeed. Jermell Charlo won't be fighting Bakaram, and I don't blame him. You know, we haven't seen nothing from Jermell since that horrible performance he put up against Canelo Alvarez. Maybe Jermell Charlo is at the end of the road, and to the point where I'm just looking for the bigger, better fights from here on out. And that's pretty much how things typically go for fighters once they reach a certain point anyway. They get a little bit bigger than the belts, and they don't really need the belts, and they just kind of looking for the bigger, best fights before they ride out into the sunset. So yeah, that's probably what Jermell Charlo's on. He's probably looking for a fight with Crawford or somebody like that, you know, around 154 pounds. And yeah, we're gonna see what's next for Jermell Charlo, man. We haven't heard nothing, and I didn't expect us to hear nothing either after that bad performance he put up against Canelo Alvarez, because he could have did better than that. But yeah, Errol Spence, could he beat Tim Tszyu? Nah, I don't think he could beat Tim Tszyu, man. I think Tim Tszyu just a hungrier fighter right now. And if Errol Spence could show me otherwise, I got Tim Tszyu beating Errol the True Big Fish Spence Jr. Like, subscribe, hot your boy. Peace out.